Iowa women still adjusting to playing without a legend and her talented supporting cast. Iowa City, Iowa. Prior to the start of this women's college basketball season, I said on the Fanatic radio show and podcast that Jensen's first season as the Iowa head coach would be a success if Iowa made the NCAA tournament. I'm sticking to that statement, and even with Iowa just 2-3 in conference play and coming off back-to-back losses for the first time in over 2 years, now is not the time to panic or to make sweeping changes or to start questioning Jensen's coaching acumen. Now is the time for Iowa to start shooting better from three-point range and from the free throw line and to stop having so many turnovers. If you were foolish enough to think that Jensen would just pick up where her legendary predecessor, Lisa Bluder, left off last season, then that's on you. It would have been tough enough replacing former key players Kate Martin, Gabbie Marshall, and Molly Davis. But throw in the greatest offensive player in the history of women's college basketball in Caitlin Clark, and the challenge facing Jensen this season becomes almost insurmountable in some ways. Iowa fans were spoiled over the past 4 seasons as Bluder and Clark helped to lift the program to unprecedented success, with a lot of help from teammates and assistant coaches. The fact that Iowa finished as the NCAA runner-up in each of the past 2 seasons might never happen again. You certainly hope that it does, and there are signs that it could happen again as Iowa continues to recruit at a high level. The challenge facing Jensen this season is to keep it from becoming a rebuilding campaign. And there is only one way to do that, which is to make the NCAA tournament. Iowa doesn't have to win a conference title or make a deep run in the NCAA tournament to validate Jensen's first season. Just make the NCAA tournament this season, and that would qualify as a success because you have to be realistic. I predicted before the season that Iowa would finish 10-8 in conference play, and that record still is within reach. But it would sure help if Iowa were to beat Indiana on Sunday at Carver-Hawkeye Arena. Turnovers have been a huge problem in each of Iowa's 4 losses this season. But maybe that should have been expected since Clark had the ball in her hands so much of the time as a scoring point guard. Clark's aggressive and creative style of play caused her to commit a lot of turnovers, but she also absorbed turnovers for her team. She kept other players from committing turnovers because the ball was in her hands so much of the time. The current Iowa players, which includes 4 freshmen in the rotation, still are trying to figure out how to play without Clark, and it isn't easy. Freshman point guard Alia Guyton made her first career start in Thursday's loss at Illinois, but she committed 4 turnovers in the first half. In fairness to Guyton, she is just a freshman, and she's coming off a knee injury that ended her senior season of high school just about a year ago. Iowa's veteran players also struggled on both ends of the floor against Illinois. Jensen said after Thursday's loss that she still believes in her team, but she also identified a trouble spot. "We've got to develop a little bit of upperclassmen leadership," Jensen said. "I think that is what we're missing." Iowa's Lucy Olson photo, Rob Howe /HawkFanatic.com. Senior guards Sida Falter and Callie Feuerbach and senior center Addie O'Grady all have had their moments this season, just not enough of them. Falter had her knee scoped in September, so it was reasonable to believe that she might need some time to adjust to playing without Clark and without the other key players that have moved on. Jensen also said after Thursday's loss that Falter has been battling the flu. "I'm hoping this is one of our lower points," Jensen said. "There are a lot of big games left. Sometimes you get to a point where it's like, whoa, this is reality now. It's my job as a junior. It's my job as a senior to kind of lead them through it." Side had the flu. She wasn't her best self tonight, but she gave us what she could. Villanova transfer Lucy Olson has probably been Iowa's best player, but even she has struggled with her shooting in recent games. Olson seems to fit nicely with the team on and off the court. She plays with a smile on her face, and she plays within the framework of the offense. But it would be asking a lot from Olson to be the team leader in her only season on the team. Iowa needs the seniors that have been in the program for multiple seasons to be the leaders, with help, of course, from Olson. Iowa also needs all Big Ten junior forward Hannah Stuelk to be more consistent on offense because she is too talented and too important to the team to not be.